Imagine that we didn't have body cam, we didn't have camera phones. No one would have any recourse. You would just have to go, I either believe the police or I don't.
Yeah.
And this is what makes you think, what on earth were they getting away with before cameras? Proposed new rules include a mandatory prominence regime. This could require digital platforms like YouTube to prioritise and give a privileged position to traditional broadcasters like the BBC, ITV and Channel 4. Hello and welcome to the Off the Party Line podcast with me, your host Mark Williams, joined as I am ever by my wonderful co-host Mr. Peter Farrington. Peter, how are you doing?
I'm all right, Mark. At this very moment, I'm all right. I'm enjoying a moment of reprieve from hay fever. So we'll see if it lasts for the entire episode. I
just told Peter that I am taking double dose hay fever tablets or antihistamines. Is that what they? Anti, not anti. Antihistamines. I'm taking no chances with all this pollen that is ravaging my nose. I have, however, decided I'm going to not have the fan on today. So I'm probably going to slowly boil for this whole episode as my computer warms up. And it's still really hot. So, what are we talking about today, Peter? Well, we've been talking a lot recently about the absolute state of Britain, life in the UK. And I thought we'd carry on the theme.
Yes,
so
it is really more of the same, isn't it?
More and more of the same. We were just saying before we hit record, we could do videos like this that we're about to show you probably every day at this point. There was some comments going, oh, but you haven't talked about this, you haven't talked about that. We haven't got time to talk about everything that's going on.
Yeah, pretty much every week it's like we're choosing from a huge amount of options, aren't we?
Yeah. We're choosing from all kinds of crazy nonsense going on. So we've got some clips that we're going to look at from the police, those people who are supposed to be protecting us. We're also going to have a little look at a new government consultation on whether they're going to...
Consultation
on trustworthy news sources. And I'm going to leave that phrase just hanging in the air until we get there later. So... without any further ado, let's watch this video. So this is a video taken on somebody's phone. This is in Birmingham, I think.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to read the commentary just yet. Just watch the video. And if you've not seen this before, you tell me what you think you saw before we go into what has actually happened since. Right.
Here we go again.
So, that's a confusing scene. Because here's what I think I saw, Peter. I saw that there's a bit of an altercation happening between some youths. So I don't know how many of them are. It looks like one against maybe three or four.
Four, I think,
six.
who were really surrounding him towards the end, yeah.
Yeah, so there's this chap here. He's in some sort of altercation with these people here. And two of them get in his face. Okay, it's just verbal so far. Someone's trying to pull them away, and then... whoa! It's pushed over and then punched.
Oh, and hello.
Oh, hang on. So this kid has been pushed to the ground. Then this person here comes and punches him. And then the police get involved. Oh! What did the police do? Oh! Police grab him. Oh, it's a police lady. Have you noticed this, Peter? It's a police lady. But
you're not supposed to notice that, Mark.
I know. That's an actual crime in England, is noticing. But he takes a swing at her, Peter. Did you see this? Oh, I tell you what, he gets up, he's dazed and confused. Someone hits him. Someone else comes and grabs him. He has no idea who it is. Bang, he goes for...
And he doesn't even look down. Right, he's not even looked down to see a vest.
He just feels someone grab him. So he goes to defend himself. And then, So he realises it's a police officer.
Yeah.
And he stops.
Yeah.
Do not effing punch. Again, the language of our police officers. You know, we had them calling Henry Novak, who they were allowing to bleed out right in front of them, calling him mate.
Yeah.
That was nice, wasn't it? No, sir. Mate. The lad that was bleeding out in front of them was their mate. And this lad, who's just been assaulted by two people, is being told not to effing punch the police officer. And get his hands behind his back. But how quick this all happened, the police are obviously close by. The officers must be nearby. Right? So he's hit, and the police come to intervene. Now, you can see who's done it. She's not even looking at the actual aggressors who are about to scarp her. She just goes to grab... He's not even got up yet. Not only does she go, she slams him against those shutters.
Yeah, after having just been pushed to the floor, punched in the back of the neck, and then
by the way,
he just gets...
He does swing, but he doesn't actually connect with her, to be fair.
Yeah, but that's hardly the point. Like, he's not...
No.
He's not the aggressor here, and yet he's been aggressively shoved against this shop front.
Yeah, so
he's not been given... He's still trying to gather himself, isn't he, and figure out who's who. He's... I mean, if you're in that situation, you're obviously going to... Yeah, and you're obviously going to assume who's ever come at you now is going to do the same as the others. Like, he's...
Exactly.
And then as soon as he realises, you see, he's complying. Yeah, okay,
exactly.
He's not happy, obviously, but he's complying. He's not resisting anymore.
Okay. So, everyone who's just watched that could see exactly what happened. Now, again, Peter, I don't want to commit another noticing crime. I mean, I would say the words two-tier, but that might encroach on, certain regulations.
Yeah, you might be inciting something.
I might be inciting noticing, which I wouldn't want to do.
Just the fact that this hasn't been a much, much bigger story is evidence of this massive issue.
It also wouldn't be a story at all if we didn't have X.
Well, yeah.
And that's the topic we'll come to second.
Yeah.
We would not know any of this or wouldn't see any of this unless the video was available on X for us to see. Now,
and this poor chap would have no recourse, would he?
No. So we'll come to the repercussions of this afterwards, right? Now, Birmingham police tweeted this. We are aware of footage showing the arrest of a man after a disorder on Broad Street at 1:30 a.m. on the 21st of June. Officers found a group of men fighting. As the incident was dealt with, an officer was punched. One man was arrested. One man was arrested and charged with assaulting a police officer. One man was arrested.
Wow.
So not even like, well, we made several arrests and investigations are ongoing. As the incident was dealt with, an officer was punched. One man arrested and charged with assaulting a police officer. Now, again, thank God for X. And thank God for community notes, which I will get to in 1 second, because that's not their only tweet. The second tweet, follow-up, the incident has been reviewed and we have no concerns over the officer's actions, and we are satisfied that they were reasonable and proportionate in the circumstances.
Reasonable.
We would ask that footage is not further shared to allow the legal process to take its course.
Good grief.
Basically, we didn't do anything wrong. Stop talking about it. There will be consequences if you do.
Yeah.
This is an arm of the state.
There's so much there, isn't there? I mean, right from the beginning.
There's so much there. Right.
Yeah.
So there's a follow-up statement a couple of days later. But the community notes, again, community notes, which goes for everyone. Okay, this is not partisan. Says on the first one, the video depicts a group assault on a young man who is thrown to the floor. That's what the video. Now we don't see anything that happens before it. We don't see what happens after it. So this is definitely an isolated clip. So the same caveats as always apply. We are only watching the isolated clip. But their statement is only about the isolated clip.
Yeah,
so,
and it's not a group of men fighting. It is
exactly.
a group assault on one
It might be
man.
a group of men arguing.
Yeah.
Actually, you could get away with that. I would still suggest that would be misleading. However, the video depicts a group assault on a young man who's thrown to the floor. Attackers and victims visible to onlookers and police. Clearly, the officer was not punched, which again we saw in the video. Having just been attacked, the man was still defending himself from any and all assailants.
Exactly. Yeah.
Do you don't watch MMA, do you, Peter?
No.
Okay, so if you ever watch MMA, sometimes, and now these are elite level fighters, of course, so it's a different scenario, but sometimes you'll get one of them will clock the other one on the chin. They go to their knees, but they're not fully out; they're just dazed, right?
Right.
The referee steps in, stops the fight because the other fighter's going to jump on top of him and and start wailing on him. So the referee at that point says he's down, he's out, fight has stopped. So he will grab the fighter to protect him. Sometimes the downed fighter starts fighting back against the referee.
Okay, yeah.
This is elite level fighting.
Yeah.
Even they, when they're dazed and they feel arms wrapping around them, what's their response? They're going to fight back.
Yeah.
They think it's their opponent, like come in to follow up.
Well, that's exactly it, isn't it? Yeah, even if the officer had been punched, it clearly wouldn't have been intended. Like you can see, as soon as he looks down and he sees the vest, he stops and he's compliant.
Well, exactly, but it might not have been a punch. He might have just been trying to get his hand to grab and push.
Yeah.
We have no idea. It doesn't matter. The guy's just been assaulted.
Well, exactly, yeah.
None of that makes any difference. He is the victim.
Yeah.
Full stop, underlined.
Mark, you would have thought that that we might have learned something after events.
Yeah.
Last month. It's stunning. It's stunning.
It's ingrained in them though to act like this.
Yeah, but it's incredible just how that whole thing went down, and the irrational, totally disproportionate and unreasonable response of that police officer. But then to see the entire Birmingham police respond in this way, we can
And this is what they're saying, even when they know we can see it.
Yeah.
They know we can see it. So the next community note on the second one. The footage in question disproves the police's account of the incident. It's in the public interest for it to be shared far and wide to ensure a just outcome for the male who's been arrested and aid him with any civil action he may wish to take against the police. Thank you.
Yeah.
Latest statement. I'm just going to read the community note. The statement implies they only knew about the assault because of the video, rather than their own police actively being on the scene, choosing to arrest the victim rather than the aggressors. It also highlights that they're still choosing to punish the victim.
This poor guy who's in the middle of all this.
Imagine that we didn't have body cam, we didn't have camera phones. No one would have any recourse. You would just have to go, I either believe the police or I don't.
Yeah.
And this is what makes you think, what on earth were they getting away with before cameras?
Well, this is it, isn't it? Like, it's quite easy to distance yourself from all this and just see this as like, this is something to talk about. Oh, here's another like mad story. But these are people's actual lives, and this guy,
But that guy before cameras would be totally ruined.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Even
the likes of you and I, how would we know who was right?
Yeah.
You're like, he got into a fight on a Birmingham street at 1:30 a.m. The police had to intervene. He punched a police officer.
Right.
Well, okay. I guess on that basis you should arrest him.
Yeah.
And then you watch it. You're like, that's not what happened.
Yeah.
That could be me. It could be you. Could be anyone.
Yeah. Totally.
The police who are supposed to protect us. Let's just see what the statement says. Investigation launched to identify people following Birmingham city centre assault. We're carrying out an investigation to identify people involved in an assault in Birmingham city centre at 1:30 a.m. blah 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 blah. Officers were on Broad Street when they arrested a 20-year-old man who's since been charged with assaulting a police officer. They've actually charged him with assaulting a police officer. We're aware of footage on social media showing the incident before the man is arrested. Recognising that an assault has taken place, we're now carrying out active inquiries to identify those involved. Well, hang on. What assault has taken place? Because as far as that previous sentence is concerned, the assault was that man on their police officer.
Mm-hmm.
They're now carrying out active inquiries against whom? To identify those involved. That's to make you think they're going after the other men.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Doesn't actually say that.
Yeah.
Doesn't say that. That could literally just mean the people who we've already got. Although officers were in the area when this assault took place, they were involved in the arrest of another man at the time. Anyone who witnessed the assault is asked to get in touch with us. Yeah, about 75 million people on the internet, mate.
Yeah. And listen, even if we give them the benefit of the doubt and say, okay, they were preoccupied with something else and they actually didn't see. I mean, it's hard to believe because she was.
It was a split second.
Yeah. But even if you okay, we'll just believe you there. Well, you've got the video. Like we can all see it. Watch the video. Like you were clearly in the wrong. There was just no doubt about any of this.
There's no doubt. It's blindingly obvious. We can see it. If you want to give us further context, if there's context in the video before that happened, show us.
Yeah.
I wonder why they're not showing us.
Yeah. And instead they say, no, please don't show this anymore.
If there was important context, we would know about it. So, speaking of, we can see the video because it's freely available on the internet, because X is a free speech platform. This from Sam Bowman. Seems crazy, but it's real. They're consulting on plans to downrank independent YouTubers in favour of, quote, the beloved shows and valued services that the nation's trusted and regulated broadcasters provide, unquote, on misinformation grounds. Now, he's responding to this, right, which is a tweet that says, major YouTube update. The UK government are trying to stop you from being able to grow your own YouTube channel, and I think it's disgraceful. So this obviously affects us, Peter, as independent YouTube channel owners. The proposal of mandatory prioritisation of legacy broadcasters is just another way for them to control what we view and turn YouTube back into a traditional TV setting. Reduced exposure, revenue and testing creativity stops individuals being able to break into a highly competitive industry. Right. Here's what YouTube sent to some of its creators. The proposed new rules include a mandatory prominence regime. This could require digital platforms like YouTube to prioritise and give a privileged position to traditional broadcasters like the BBC, ITV and Channel 4 in user interfaces and recommendation feeds, potentially pushing your content out of sight. So for our foreign viewers, particularly our American cousins, welcome back. Love having you here. The BBC you know about. You may not know about ITV and Channel 4. They are also historic legacy media channels. They used to be TV channels. BBC had Channel 1 and 2. ITV was Channel 3. And Channel 4 was Channel 4. The BBC is publicly funded entirely with no advertising. The ITV and Channel 4 both have advertising, but are still legacy regulated state media. This is outrageous. Okay, so there's a public consultation going on. We've got until August the 31st to respond. We are going to respond. I had an idea for me and Peter to literally sit here and go through the response to you. I'm going to do it as a separate episode because it's going to take ages. And I want to show you just how they do these consultations so that you don't bother.
Yeah, it's scary stuff.
It's outrageous. So here it is directly from the government. Today, 23rd of June, the government has published a green paper, Watch This Space, a new strategic direction for UK media, to consult on options to require social media companies and video sharing platforms to make sure that news content from public service media, PSM, never heard the acronym PSM, which includes BBC, ITV, STV, Channel 4, S4C5, other trustworthy providers. And therein lies the nub of the problem.
Yeah.
Who says they are trustworthy providers?
I mean, there are so many examples that just come to mind right now. Like there's the obvious one, the big one, the way that the BBC spliced up that video of Trump, right, to make it look as if he'd he'd incited violence on January 6th. Like
I think you will find, Pete, that was mostly peaceful. Which is another way the BBC described rioting.
Yeah. I mean, there are so many examples, but it's not just those really egregious ones where it's no, you're actually lying and you're trying to deceive. You're going out of your way, splicing up bits of a speech to make it look as if he said something he hasn't. You're going way out of your way to deceive people. That's just all of that. All of those kind of examples are on top of just the clear, obvious bias.
We would be here. Me and you would be sat here for weeks on end if we were to document why these things are not trustworthy. We were at family over the weekend, and we were watching Wimbledon on the BBC. And the tennis match that we were watching finished, and it went on to BBC News. I don't watch BBC News, by the way. I've not watched or listened to BBC Radio News, TV News since Brexit. I was so outraged by the way they reacted to that I was like, I'm not having this anymore. These are not reliable. They're not trustworthy. They are partisan. Even whether they think they are or not, it's just obvious and demonstrably true.
Yeah.
Now, so therefore I don't watch it. When I watched that BBC News and they were talking about America 250, the way they chose to present that,
I can imagine.
I was like, no wonder people think the things they think about America, because the BBC is presenting America in such a warped way, and it's subtle, and it's not necessarily all untrue. It's framed. It's all framed in a very subtle, snide way.
Yeah, and it's just on so many topics, isn't it? Like I haven't watched anything on the BBC for years because we don't have a TV license. I just refuse to. I'm not giving my money to them. But I see stuff that's really on X, like examples of the bias and the way that they talk about different issues, whether it's climate change, whether it's Hamas and what they what they choose to not call them. It's just disgraceful.
How they report on every atrocity.
Yeah. And but it's so desperate, isn't it? It's like to go this far to try and force it on people.
Yeah.
It's like, why don't you just make good content?
Make trustworthy content. If it's so trustworthy, if it's trustworthy, why are people going elsewhere?
Yeah.
Oh, because they want to get into conspiracy theories. Okay, tell yourself whatever you need to. People aren't watching these things for a reason, and they're very good reasons. Right now, here's a chilling other sentence. It could include, for example, a range of national and local news publishers all being more likely to be at the top of people's social media feeds when they search for news. This will be key, get this, for helping to tackle mis- and disinformation. Never, you notice those two things are always together. It's like Ant and Dec and Pinky and Perky. You can only have misinformation with disinformation. Particularly during times of social unrest or crisis.
Yeah.
Now then, we're going to give government powers during social unrest or crisis. I wonder whether they will
because they need any more.
Manufacture times of social unrest and crisis.
Well, this is the thing, isn't it? We've just been, we've been through this. We know exactly what this will be like, and it's particularly worrying when it does appear as if there's quite a comprehensive plan coming together. This is only a few weeks after they've announced how they want to put a ban for under 16-year-olds for social media, which would necessarily mean that there'll be ID checks for everyone.
Yeah.
Because how else are you going to distinguish whether?
Well, that's the thing. People keep missing what's actually going on. They're not.
Yeah.
They're not banning social media for under 16-year-olds so that they can ban social media for under 16-year-olds.
Right. Yeah. It's,
as Pete just said,
digital
they're
ID
banning it
through the back door
so that they can digital ID you.
Yeah.
It's the same with it's the same with the generational smoking ban. They could just ban cigarettes if they think that cigarettes are bad, but no, they're generationally banning it so that at some point a 28-year-old's going to need ID, and a 29-year-old's going to need ID, and a 40-year-old's going to need ID. How are we going to produce that?
Yeah. So you've got that all going on. You've got this going on. There's also talk of restrictions on VPNs as well, and if you want to look at if you look at the list of countries who have bans and restrictions on VPN, we'd be joining a list of like North Korea, China, Iran.
It's all cloaked in the language of lovely safety. North Korean style propaganda. This is very North Korean. The government is looking at options to ensure PSM content, the beloved shows and valued services that the nation's trusted and regulated broadcasters provide, is prominent, discoverable and promoted wherever audiences are watching TV, including on third-party platforms such as video sharing sites. That's nice, isn't it?
It's lovely, yeah.
We're going to get to see all our beloved shows, Pete.
Yeah.
Peter just referred before to the TV license, and there will be some Americans going, what did that guy just say? Let me explain. You can be jailed in the UK if you watch TV without a license. You have to have a license to watch television.
So I just filled out, Mark. I don't know if it's. Feel like it's annual, like an annual declaration that I never watch live TV and I never watch, on-demand catch-up services, all these different things, and you have to do this. I think it's every year, because otherwise, you get into a lot of trouble if you've got any kind of. They will come to your home. We have a TV, but we don't use it to watch any of these services. But if they will actually come round, they'll come and they'll have a look. And if they find that you've watched something that you shouldn't have, £1,000 fine.
They'll take you to court and you can be put in jail. So that's what's going to be happening because we live in dystopian modern Britain. So the consultation, as I say, if you comment down below, do you want me to go through the consultation step by step as a separate video and you can see what our government is actually after? If you want that, comment down below and I'll do it. But this is a screenshot from one of the questions. Right? So this is Michael Britmonkey, don't know who this is. Another all-time greatest UK government consultation moment. They ask me my opinion on downranking my own videos in the YouTube algorithm in favour of established networks like BBC and ITV, and they don't give me the option to disagree.
Do you love this idea, or do you really love this idea?
Here's the question. If the government gives prominence to trustworthy providers of news, doesn't define that, makes you assume, i.e. by making them more visible online, should this prominence be ongoing and always on, or only active during periods of heightened vulnerability?
Well, there we go again.
So your options are, it has to be ongoing and always on, or only during periods of heightened vulnerability. What's the terror threat level at the moment, Peter? Do you know the terror threat level?
I don't know. It's usually...
it never goes down. Isn't it? So we are technically always in a state of alertness over terror. So why wouldn't they just use that?
Perfect.
We're in a period of heightened vulnerability. Heightened from what? From what level to what level? They don't specify. Why would they specify?
Yeah. Wow.
Or not sure. Not sure. That's the other answer. Not sure. Let me think about it a bit more. There's no answer that says shove this where the sun don't shine.
Yeah.
And this is dystopian, totalitarian nightmare fuel.
Yeah. It's just a tick box exercise. Yeah, we did a consultation.
And do you know who's running the consultation? Which government department is it, Peter? Can you see that there?
I can't see it.
I will tell you.
Oh, is it
government department?
Go for it.
It's DCMS, which is the Department for Culture, Media and Sport. Okay? So media covers this. The Minister for the Secretary of State is Lisa Nandy MP. Proud Wiganer, Labour MP for Wigan, Secretary of State for Culture, Media and Sport. What did she say on July 2nd? I've decided to leave this platform and my department will too.
I heard about this.
So she has got off the biggest news media platform in the world, and she's the Secretary of State for Culture, Media and Sport. And she can't handle X.
They're just they're panicking, aren't they? They're panicking about the next general election. But
they're either panicking or they are so coordinated that they're just everything is pointing towards this now.
True, yeah.
So subscribe down below, because that might be the only way you ever see us again.
But you'll this is the thing, isn't it?
BBC slop.
They introduce these things and they'll never be reversed.
No,
and
because the Tories won't do it.
No, and it'll just keep going further and further.
Yeah.
My goodness.
The Conservatives are absolutely useless. I don't think Reform aren't going to get into power. Restore are nowhere near it. Like it's going to be Labour and coalitions for probably the next decade.
Oh, that's a scary thought.
And this is what it's going to be. I hope I'm wrong, but this is what it's going to be. And by the way, when I say left-wing coalitions, I include the Conservatives in that.
Oh yeah. Well, so much of this happened under them, didn't it?
Yeah. So, like down below and subscribe, and make sure that you can still see us once this all goes into effect, because who knows, it won't be very long.
So, does this mean they're going to force the license on everyone then?
So I think they probably are going to force the license on anyone. When iPlayer came out, so the license covered if you are watching live TV. And by the way, it doesn't have to just be BBC content. If you're watching any live TV, even Sky, all the other sort of cable packages that you can buy, nothing to do with the BBC, you still have to have a TV license.
Yeah, even if there's like a Champions League match on Amazon Prime or whatever.
Exactly, you have to have a BBC TV license. Yeah. Right. So when iPlayer came in, that became a loophole. So you could watch iPlayer without having a TV license because it wasn't live TV. And obviously it was new technology. They'd never covered it under the legislation. So they closed that loophole and said, also, if you're watching iPlayer, you have to have a TV license. Well, now, if this is going to be like prominence to the BBC on YouTube and prominence to the BBC on social media, maybe the license fee is now going to cover YouTube? You're watching video content that could be the BBC?
Yeah, you can see it happening.
Of course.
Oh, dear. Yeah.
Out.
It's disgraceful.
Now, final topic, Peter. Now, I did do another video, a love letter to the United States, and let me follow that up by saying happy birthday to the United States of America. 250 years since their country was founded. A very happy July 4th to our American cousins. Hope you are enjoying, have enjoyed, are still having a wonderful time celebrating the birth of your country. There's lots to celebrate. It's a great nation. It's a great time for the whole country to come together and celebrate together. I saw even foreign nations were celebrating. You know, the red, white, and blue was on the Eiffel Tower celebrating, and Japan did a big, incredible that, isn't it? Japan, who was at war with the United States within a lifetime's memory, and they're celebrating the United States. That's wonderful news, and it's a time for celebration. And then Kamala Harris started talking.
Yeah.
Now, right. Well, let's just watch this clip from Kamala Harris. So I think this is from a couple of years ago, because she's at a dais that says President of the United States on it. But anyway, let's just listen to it and just imagine if she'd won the election and she was the president for these celebrations, and she got up and said this.
Since 1934, every October, the United States has recognized the voyage of the European explorers who first landed on the shores of the Americas. But that is not the whole story. That has never been the whole story. Those explorers ushered in a wave of devastation for tribal nations. perpetrating violence, stealing land, and spreading disease. We must not shy away from this shameful past, and we must shed light on it and do everything we can to address the impact of the past on Native communities today. Since
and many more. Thanks, Auntie Kamala. Cheers to that. Thank you. Imagine she was your auntie and at your birthday party she gave a speech like that.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, although we do know that you are an awful person and everything you touch turns to evil.
Thing is, what we know what it's like to have a government that
hates its own nation. Yeah.
That despises its own nation, the nation it governs.
Yeah.
Like it's
and its people and its history.
Incredible how it's incredible how close she came to becoming.
I really don't care.
States.
Like at this point, you watch something like that and you go, "Do you know what? The conversation on Trump, whether you like him or not, it's like I honestly don't care. That woman could have been your president, and she could have been mouthing off like that.
Yeah.
Really,
but it's like it is America and is the UK. Are these the only countries in the world who have aspects of their past that aren't great?
Well, exactly.
We've got to stop pretending that we are uniquely bad and that every other nation that exists around the world or throughout history just has this spotless past and never claimed land that wasn't theirs, or that in order to feel patriotic, your nation has to be squeaky clean. Well, and that you have to adore every single thing that it's ever done.
Naming how many nations in the history of the world, and certainly any modern nations and nations in the last 500 years, been born through anything other than conquest and redrawing lines and conflict. People go, well, what she's saying is true. It's true what she's saying. Okay, fine. So is this. This is from a movie, but still, the interaction makes the point.
You didn't sprout from the plains like the spring grasses, and you didn't coalesce out of the ether. You came out of the Minnesota woodlands, armed to the teeth, and set upon your fellow man. You massacred the Kiowa, the Omaha, the Ponca, the Oto, and the Pawnee without mercy. And yet you claim the Black Hills as a private preserve bequeathed to you by the Great Spirit.
And who gave us the guns and powder to kill our enemies? And who traded weapons to the Chippewa and others who drove us from our home?
Chief Sitting Bull, the proposition that you were a peaceable people before the appearance of the white man is the most fanciful legend of all. You were killing each other for hundreds of moons before the first white stepped foot on this continent. You conquered those tribes, lusting for their game and their lands, just as we have now conquered you for no less noble a cause.
This is your story of my people.
This is the truth, not legend.
Yeah.
Like if you want to have a truth off about violent realities, there it is. You know, people go, well, our country's great, but it was founded in the conquest and spreading disease and violent European.
I'm just so bored of this self-flagellation and all of the guilt that everyone is in the West is supposed to feel, that the rest of the world is squeaky clean and everyone else can be proud of their nation and everyone else can have a unique culture and be proud of that culture, and then in the West it's diversity is our strength. It's
the first thing they want to say. That's what really gets to me. It's the first thing they want to talk about. It's the virtue signaling points. Look at me. I'm standing up for the. You're not. You're actually not.
To do that, just to say this kind of thing from, like, being a vice president.
Yeah.
Of that nation, it's like, why the hell are you there? Why don't you just? Why are you wanting to rule this nation If it's just so irredeemably evil and racist and all of these things that you claim it is, why are you wanting to rule it?
Say we're standing on stolen land. Okay, give it back then.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to be complicated. Well, okay. I'm not the one telling you need to do it.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It's the logical conclusion of what you're saying. Have you ever see those talking or the man on the street videos where they said, "Do you think we're on stolen land?" Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Do you own your own home? Yeah. Why don't you give it to some Native Americans? Well, that can't do that. It's the same as the refugees welcome. Okay, there's a scheme where you can invite one into your home. Well, my home's too small and I haven't really got space and I rent, so I couldn't possibly.
Yeah.
It's always, this is a huge problem and someone else will deal with it. It's not me.
Yeah. It's all these beliefs that don't actually directly affect them, and beliefs that people refuse to actually, the people who hold those beliefs refuse to actually live by and live out, and yet expect everybody else to do so.
Don't let her put you down. They don't. They see in the comments on the videos we've been doing, they're just lovely, patriotic people. They're not having any of this nonsense. I'm sure some of them are. It's like, the country's great. Yeah. They're celebrating. It's a birthday party, for goodness sake. As I said, imagine your auntie turned up to your birthday party and started chatting on like that. Can you just for one day, maybe even give us a week where you just celebrate the good things? Well, that is going to wrap things up for us for this episode. As I say, our government is about to shut us down probably very soon, so like the video to help us and subscribe to the channel so that we can still actually talk to you, even though the BBC is going to be in the way. If you subscribe, you'll probably still hopefully get it. Comment down below. Do you want to see me go through the form live? That sounds incredibly boring, but I promise you I'll make it funny.
Let's fill out a form together.
I'll make it funny. Let's fill out a dcms.gov.uk form live. Hey, yeah, I'll make it funny. You know I will. And let me know. And comment down below. Is there any other topics you want us to cover? Send us any video clips that you've got that you want us to react to. We always like seeing those. And again, thanks so much for everyone who's been subscribing recently. We've got loads of new subscribers. Welcome. We are delighted that you're here. But on that note, we're going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.